What can we expect from the new iPhone 17 Pro? If you are excited, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, let's talk about the newest and shiniest iPhone coming out in 6 months. Let's talk about it. Yes, 6 months have passed since the release of the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and I have my full 6 months review on the YouTube channel. Go check it out. But the iPhone 17 Pro has leaked, and according to rumors and leaks, this iPhone will be a bigger change than the iPhone 16 Pro Max. According to leaks and rumors, we are getting new design on this iPhone, especially on the camera design on the back. So, yes, are we expecting a new design? Well, I'm still not sure. The leaks are still very confusing, but according to John Prosser and other leakers, we are expecting a new, complete design on the back. No, we are not getting, according to leakers, the triple camera pixel-like design on the back. I've talked about that in several videos before, but now it seems that we are keeping the same array in terms of distance of lens, so a triple camera system just like this, a stovetop design, but with a camera bar on the back. So, just like you are watching right now on these renders made, I will leave their link and their credits on the description down below. As you can see, it looks way more like this. And it seems very interesting because if you look at this older design, you can see that it's very similar with a big difference. Now we'll have the camera back here. Why? Still not sure. But it's a very, very interesting proposition that maybe, according to George Prosser, is because of Dynamic Island, the space that it takes on the top, or because Apple wants to change a bit. Still not sure what they will do, but according to John Prosser, we are not getting a completely redesigned for the Dynamic Island. We are not getting a smaller Dynamic Island. None of that. We are getting the same display on the front, the same details, everything. The only reason is that he's saying we are getting a new camera design on the back. Maybe we are getting new lenses, bigger lenses. Maybe we are getting something completely new that we still don't know. Again, we are like 6 months away from the release of the iPhone. Still lots of things are unplanned. Still lots of things are undecided. Still a lot can happen, so take all of these leaks with a grain of salt. But at least the overall shape, the overall design is probably decided. And according to leaks and rumors, we are getting a new design on the back, especially for the camera bump and the camera arrangement. But again, would you like to see the triple camera system on the back flat out horizontally, just like the Pixel, or do you prefer this different take on the stovetop design? Let me know in the comments below what you think. As for the displays, according to rumors, no changes here. We are still going to see the same 2000 nits, 120Hz peak brightness display. One thing that can change though is the overall materials of the phone. According to leakers, we probably can get aluminum or a lighter iPhone. I don't know if Apple will keep using titanium, but it's worth discussing that, because in the last 2 generations we have seen titanium frames, and before that we have seen stainless steel. The Pro iPhones haven't seen aluminum frames since the iPhone 10. So, will Apple do it? I don't know, it's weird to think. I still can't wrap around my head that Apple will replace a very, very premium material like titanium and go back to the cheapest one, aluminum. I don't know if they will call it a completely different material, a completely different blend of materials, but at the end of the day, I'm an engineer, and aluminum is aluminum, titanium is titanium, stainless steel is stainless steel. So, unless they do an hybrid between a different composition like carbon, and they make it a lot lighter and a lot more resistant, which I don't think they will, I think they will keep using titanium. I don't think it makes sense to replace aluminum. Maybe they can make a different blend of aluminum and titanium just like they do now, where they keep the same toughness of titanium, but they make it lighter, or they use a better titanium and they will make it lighter. According to leakers and according to John Prosser, the phone, at least the CADs, feel lighter than before. So the phone feels lighter, but we're still not sure if we are getting aluminum in glass or titanium in glass. Pretty much sure we'll still keep using glass on the back because we need MagSafe charging, we need pass-through for the wireless charging, so yeah. On the back, still the glass. As for the rest of the materials, I expect Apple to keep using titanium. I wish Apple keeps using titanium. I love the titanium frame on my iPhone. Super resistant, super resistant to fingerprints. Looks amazing and is so cool to have. I love titanium. I love the feel of titanium. Much better than aluminum in my opinion. As for the cameras, well, according to leaks, these are getting a big overhaul this year. According to leakers, we are getting a 24 megapixel front-facing camera, so a much better front-facing camera than now. Now we get a 12 megapixel, and it's not bad. It's not the best, but it's not bad. If you compare it to the Samsung S25 Ultra and to other Android flagships, it stays a bit behind because it's not as much quality. It only has 12 megapixels. A 24 megapixel would actually put it on par as the normal camera on the back. So the wide lens here has 48, but normally it takes photos at 24. So if you can take photos at 24 on the front, it will go on par with that. Obviously, we're also getting new lenses on the back, probably bigger sensors, probably better apertures, But the one that is actually very, very interesting is the 40 megapixel 5x telephoto. And why is this interesting? Why is a new telephoto with 40 megapixels interesting? Well, because of pixel binning. Because now, with a 5x telephoto that's 40 megapixels, we can do 10x optical zoom instead of the 5x optical zoom. So instead of having 5x optical zoom and take beautiful shots at 12 megapixels, now we'll be able to have a 40 megapixel 5x zoomed photo, which will be much sharper, and a 24 megapixel 10x zoom photo, which will be also much sharper than this 12 megapixel telephoto. So it will be a big improvement for the telephoto, especially. You can crop in without losing quality, and with a 5x, you will get a 10x. Much better and very appreciated on this side of the iPhone. I love zoom capabilities on my iPhone 16 Pro Max. This phone can go up to 25x, but if it could go up to like 50x, I would be super happy. And it could go at least on par with the Google Pixel 9 Pro and the most expensive Android phones. And finally, the modems. We are getting a new chip, the A19 Pro, but together with this new A19 Pro, which is interesting to say the least, we are getting probably, still not sure though, the C1 chip on the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. Probably the C1 Pro or C1 Max, whatever Apple wants to call it. But what if Apple changes their modems inside the new iPhone 17s to the new Apple C lineup of chips? So more efficiency, better performance, in-house made materials and components. That's what Apple is all about. And if it even doesn't happen now, it might happen in the future, in the next generation. So I'm very hopeful to see if Apple puts the C1 chip or the C2 chip on the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. That would be pretty cool because the battery life gains will be substantial. I don't think Apple will increase the battery size on this phone. I think if they want to make the phone lighter, if they want to make the phone the same size, they will probably keep the same battery size, or even if they can increase the battery size, they will use the new silicon carbon technology available for Android phones now. So if Apple decides to use that technology and increases the battery size for like 15% and then makes the battery size a bit smaller so they can make the battery smaller with the same capacity, they will make the phone lighter. And of course, if they use their in-house modem like the C1 or C2 chip, the battery life will be much better. So yeah, I think that this iPhone 17 Pro will be a bigger step than we are thinking. A big design change on the back, better cameras on the back also, better performance overall with the new A19 Pro chip, better AI capabilities, more RAM. I think Apple wants to put 12 gigabytes of RAM on their iPhones now. And yeah, a bit better modem efficiency, a bit better battery life. This will be a very solid upgrade over the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Enough talking about the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max. Yes, those phones are very interesting, but there's a hidden secret on the iPhone 17 lineup. The iPhone 17er. I haven't seen lots of people talk about these, but a month back, I think, in the beginning of the year, we got rumors that Apple was going to release a new iPhone model, the iPhone 17er. The iPhone 17, it will come out. Again, not big of a change enough to talk about, but expect a bit better performance with the A19 chip, a bit better batteries maybe, and probably a bit better cameras, but it will be a very small upgrade over the iPhone 16. As for the iPhone 17er, this will be a different story. The iPhone 17 Air will be a very expensive, or at least a more expensive version of the iPhone 17 that will be much smaller and thinner. Imagine the first MacBook Air. It was a bit more expensive than the normal MacBook, but it was much smaller and much thinner. So it's a different interpretation of the iPhone, a different interpretation of the smartphone overall. This iPhone will focus on portability, lightweight, and obviously being as small and as thin as possible. No, it won't be as small in terms of size. It will still have a 6.7-inch display. I think that's rumored 6.7-inch display or 6.6-inch display. So it will be probably the size of the iPhone 17 Plus, but this model will be killed. No more iPhone 17 Plus, but it will be the size of the iPhone Plus model. This iPhone will be much thinner than the current iPhone 16 Pro Max. So imagine an 8.3mm thin iPhone being reduced to 5.5mm. Insane. This, I think it's 8.3. The new iPhone will be around 5.5, half of centimeter. Insane. That's insane thinness, and I hope it does not fold. Other than that, it will only have a single camera on the back, a single 40-megapixel camera on the back. So this might be its own compromise to have a very thin and small lightweight phone. You will only have one lens, capable of doing 2x zoom optically with the 40-megapixel capabilities, but the camera won't be the strong point of this phone. If you don't care about your camera on your phone, then this will be a great option. Probably keeping around a full day of battery life with the silicon carbon technology, having the A19 chip, all of these for around $1,000. Completely new design for the iPhone, completely new technology to make it this small and thin. I'm very, very excited to see it. And yeah, if you watch these renders of the iPhone 17 Air and the renders of the iPhone 17 Pro, you're probably thinking, why do all of them have this camera bar on the top? Well, because that's the new design language for Apple's phones. Yes, I think that Apple is going to move from this stovetop design like this, and they were probably going to move to a completely new design. The iPhone Air will have now the new camera bump on the back, so have a single lens on here and then extend the camera bump through here. The iPhone 17 Pro, the same thing, has the iPhone 17. Still not sure though if Apple will keep the same design from the iPhone 16 lineup or adopt this new design language. Still not sure though. But a last hour call, according to leakers, I was watching here the leaks, we could get a bigger display on the iPhone 17 because Apple is going to kill the iPhone 17 Plus, no more iPhone 17 Plus, no more iPhone 16 Plus, it's going to be dead, and Apple is going to replace it with a bigger, at least a 6.3-inch iPhone 17.